What's shaking my peopleizations? What's shaking? What's shaking? What's shaking? Brandon Lavender, Stanley Bailey, Harry Sackett, Gregory Berger, The Surreal Possible, Don Zeeby, Mala 2243, Maurice McElroy, Big Brother in Life, Maurice Copeland, Chris Smith, Almighty Law, salute. Stanley Bailey, what's shaking? Kieran Alexis, Lacey Duffy, PA Player, Assad Nakib, salute. Trying to get this hooked up. What's shaking, my peoples? What's going on with you, Kurt? Hold on, let me try to connect this because I don't know what's going on with it right now. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me try to connect the speaker. It's not connecting. Oh, Curry, call, I'm gonna call you right back. Let me try to connect it again. All right. What's shaking, my peoples? Stephen Curry, Tay Brown, Peace of Blessings, Queen Silverback 007, NY, salute, Thugger, Bakari King, salute, 7 Trill, salute. What's shaking, my peoples, man? There you go. Got him. Got my brother Kurt Anderson, the co-host in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's shaking with you, Kurt?
Oh, man, I'm chilling, man. Wolfed down some dinner real quick, man. I was starving Marvin. My stomach was touching my back. I missed one of my favorite movies, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. You know, I love those gangster movies, man. I can't wait to see The Irishman tomorrow with Robert De Niro on Netflix, man. I'm just chilling, man. You know, big fight was Saturday, man. December's lit with fights, man. We got fights this weekend, man. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped.
Hold on 1 second. Haley, tell the kids to be quiet up there and close the door. Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me, Kurt.
It's okay.
Yeah, man, we had a great fight, man. You know, usually we do our show, people, man, 6 p.m., but YouTube is doing some funny business, man. I was gonna start this show at 4 o'clock, but I was on the phone with the champ, Deontay, man. So, you know, we had to chop it up about something. But you know, we here now, man. We're gonna do our live show, man. 3:30 is good for you, Kurt, to start?
Hey, yeah, it's fine, man. It's fine. I'll be home chilling, brother.
All right. So we're gonna have the show now. It's gonna be at 3:30 p.m. on this channel, man. The other channel, YouTube is now telling me I don't have enough uploads to go live and all types of stuff. So I'm gonna add some content onto that channel until we can build it back up, and then we'll be, you know, making it happen. But either which way, we're gonna make it do what it do, man. So we had an exciting fight this weekend, man. The champ was in the building, man. Dramatic fashion. He knocks out Luis King Kong Ortiz with a punch to the forehead, Kurt. A forehead punch. And I asked Lennox Lewis, and he said, I seen a lot of guys with power, but not power like this. He hit him without momentum, man, and knocked him out with a forehead punch. Kurt, what you thought about the fight?
Hey, I've seen a lot of boxing in my day, and I got thousands of fights in my library. And you know, man, not he's the hardest hitting heavyweight I've ever seen because his power is different. Shavers and Foreman power was like ponderous, raw. Tyson was a very sharp puncher. You know, Joe Louis threw beautiful short punches, but Deontay Wilder, man, is just another level, man. I've never seen this before. He's the hardest hitting heavyweight and probably the second hardest hitting fighter. I still say Tommy Hearns because, you know, who he knocked out, you know, Duran Cuevas and James Schuler. But, you know, if he keeps on knocking people out, man, you know, it might be Hearns and Wilder shoot out for who's the hardest hitting fighter I've ever seen in my life. You know, that make no sense. That remind me of the Foreman and Moore knockout, man. You know, Luis Ortiz made a mistake. You know, he was in range a little bit too long, meaning he got too comfortable. And people don't give Wilder credit. He sets those knockouts up, man. Mm-hmm. It takes great patience because that jab was not the jab that hit Ortiz. It was a jab as a rangefinder. Boom, bam, it's over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what he told me. He said that he set that punch up. He said, "Yo, Blue, I set the punch up." People don't realize. And I tell people, and Kurt, tell me if I'm wrong with this, Kurt. I told people, I said, Deontay Wilder, all his knockouts are set up. He's not just in there wailing. I don't understand where they get this from. He sets these punches up. But nonetheless, I feel like his boxing IQ is overlooked because the agenda that the so-called quote unquote mainstream media that don't know nothing about boxing, because we give ESPN and these platforms too much credit. They don't know nothing about boxing. All right. And I'm gonna get to what Dan Raphael said, and I just told the champ what Dan Raphael has said too. You know, it's not these guys. They have a big platform, but they don't know boxing. You know, and they push the agenda. And if you tell somebody something enough times, they start to believe it. You know, you tell a lie enough times, you start to believe your own lie. You know, and it gets to a point where we feel and people start to say that he's not a good boxer. Right. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. It's the furthest thing from the truth. He is a good boxer. Right. You see, he doesn't have to be as technical as everybody else. He don't have to be Vasyl Lomachenko. Right. Because he has the equalizer. If they had the equalizer, they had the power he have, then they wouldn't do it either. Right. If I can knock you out with one punch. Right. All I got to do is be technical just to set up the knockout. You know what I mean? But at times, Kurt, I feel like he was outboxing Ortiz, and I say this. The reason why I feel that way is because he set the traps, and Ortiz fell for it. That's a high ring IQ and skill set. That's what that is. Am I right, Kurt?
I'm glad you brought that up, Blue. You're exactly right, because let me give the chat a couple of other fights. For instance. Go look at Terence Crawford and Thomas Delorme, where Delorme seems to the naked eye he was outboxing Crawford. Crawford was just waiting his time. And an intelligent fighter is a patient fighter. And Terence Crawford was patient for 3, 4, even 5 rounds. And then, boom, he caught Delorme and knocked him out. Go look at Bernard Hopkins versus Oscar De La Hoya. Bernard was patient for 9 rounds, and the commentators like, oh, Oscar's in the fight, Oscar's winning, Oscar doing this and that. And Bernard waited to the exact time to take him out. Fighters knows this. We don't know. We're not in the ring. But they're constantly thinking. And the same thing with Deontay Wilder. He gave up some rounds, but he knew that, that's just the confidence and the patience. He knew he was going to catch Ortiz. It was just a matter of time. If you're a patient fighter and you could punch, you're a very dangerous one. And look at the Spilker fight. Spilker was awkward, but Deontay had to take his time. He couldn't go in there and throw caution to the wind. That was his mistake against Fury. That's why that Fury fight was so close. But the rematch will be different. But you know, we're talking about this now. Wilder is a different puncher because he's patient. And the Spilka knockout, you know, this knockout, you know, it's hard for aggressive fighters, mostly are punchers, to be patient. He's a different type of slugger because his power carry, and he's a patient fighter.
Exactly. You know, people don't take enough interest. And tell me another thing I want to ask you, Kurt. Let me know if I'm right about this. When Deontay Wilder sets these traps, you know, it takes a lot of patience. The skill is a patience in the sport of boxing because you have to control your adrenaline. And he knocks out all these guys in so many different fashions, in so many different ways. You know, he sets these punches up in so many different ways, so many different outcomes. You know, it's the same outcome, but it's set up so many different ways. You know, am I right when I say that he has a high ring IQ as far as skill set goes?
Yeah, because he throws different types of right hands. Look at the right hand he threw, and it was a wide, sloppy right hand, which he meant to throw, and Luis Ortiz just shrugged it off. And then he throws a right hand, he paused, and then throws the right from the shoulder, right on the forehead. Boom. You know, because Luis Ortiz had his glove up, and look at the right hand he hit Stavern with, and Stavern had his gloves up. He went right through the middle. So he throws different types of right hands. In the first Ortiz fight, he hurt Ortiz when he was going backwards, and he fell against the rope. Mm-hmm. So, you know, he throws that right hand. You know, he has a multitude of right hands. He throws a variety right hand, type of right hand. So he's not just some one punch. He's a one punch knockout artist, of course, but he's different because of his agility, athleticism, and his underrated ring IQ.
Oh, facts. You know, and another thing I wanted to ask you, and to the people, if y'all don't know that, I got my co-host, my brother, the historian, Kurt Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, aka the historian, on the line. I like to pick Kurt's brain, so you know, that's why I'm asking him these questions, because I like to pick his brain, and he's a historian in the sport. So when it comes to Mike Tyson, I felt like Mike Tyson is a accumulation puncher, and Mike Tyson has admitted this. And when Mike Tyson faced guys that weren't intimidated by him, the outcome was different. He struggled. You know what I mean? And so I think that Deontay Wilder has one punch knockout power, but he can outbox you if he so chooses, because we saw him stop Chris Arreola with a jab. You know what I mean? So I think that he has more power than Mike Tyson, because if he hits you with accumulation punches, you might not ever get up. You know, we saw that combination. He can throw it in combinations if need be, right? I just think that, yes, Mike Tyson did have one punch knockout power, but not like Deontay Wilder. He hit Ortiz in his forehead, at the top of his head. You're taught to duck your head because the crown is the hardest part of your head to protect yourself, protect your chin, right? We always say tuck your chin and use the top of your head. Yet he punched through the top of his head. Am I right, Kurt?
Yeah, exactly right, man. That's power right there. Lennox Lewis had power. He knocked Lionel Butler out to the forehead, but I've seen a couple of fighters do that. I've seen Tommy Hearns knock people out, you know, with a punch in the forehead. You know, Tyson, Larry Holmes said, they asked him who hit harder, Shavers or Tyson. He said, oh, it's not even close. He said Shavers. And he said Tyson is a very sharp puncher. Tyson placed his punches very well, but you look at Tyson's career, and he's been, you know what it is with people. Tyson personality, this Darth Vader type of dark personality he always had. People just love to say Mike Tyson was just the hardest puncher they ever seen. It was his aura, the no socks, even though a lot of people don't know Tyson wore socks. He just wore them real short. He said that himself, but he knocked Carl the Truth Williams out with one punch, but a lot of punches been, accumulation. Go look at the Pink with Thomas. How many punches did he land before he knocked Thomas out? Tyrell Biggs, he wore him down. So Mike Tyson was a very, very hard puncher, but he wasn't a puncher like Wilder, Shavers, or Foreman, or Liston even.
Mm-hmm. It was. I always feel like it was. And shout out to my brother, BFTB Boxing in the super chat. Salute to him, man. Go subscribe to his channel. He said, "Family and Legend. I'll be on 30 minutes later." Salute to the legend. Salute to you, King. I appreciate you, King. Salute to my brother BFTB Boxing, man. Go subscribe to my brother BFTB Boxing. My brother Kirk Hunt in the building. He said, "Salute, Blue. Who do you think currently would give the King a good fight? I don't think there's anyone out there. I think the toughest fight would be Luis Ortiz because of his stature and his ability to, his head movement and his ring IQ. And Deontay Wilder's jab and everything is long. So he has the quickness to get underneath. Now, I don't think Luis, I don't think Ruiz is going to win, but I think he would give him the toughest fight. He would make him think more and he has to punch down. Tyson Fury with that herky-jerky movement, it's just patience with Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be patient, because Tyson Fury is a big target, though. Tyson Fury is a big target. As long as the champ is patient, Tyson Fury should be, an easier fight than Ruiz. I think Andy Ruiz is the toughest fight for him because of his stature, and he's going to punch with him, which is going to be ultimately his downfall because he's going to punch with Wilder and he's going to get clipped and get knocked out. If Deontay Wilder lands the combination and the punches that he did, that Anthony Joshua landed on Andy Ruiz, we're not even talking about Andy Ruiz in a rematch with nothing. You know what I mean? We know that Deontay has far more power than Anthony Joshua. So when he connect on Andy Ruiz, because he will connect. See, the thing about Deontay Wilder that I love is that it's a boxing match. So we know it's a matter of time before he lands something. You gonna get hit. The problem when you fighting Deontay Wilder, when you get hit, you going to sleep. Am I right? Am I right, Kurt? Do you think Ruiz is the tougher fight for Deontay, or who you think is the toughest fight in your opinion?
I can't say right now. I still want to see the Fury rematch because he is 6'9", but I just got a strong intuition that if Fury fought Wilder the second fight, it will be completely different because Fury Wilder made that fight a lot harder on himself than we realized. He was over anxious, and he was tipping his right hand every time he about to throw the right hand. He will take a little stutter, but now he's beginning to set the right hand up even better. Brazil, he hit the right hand, and against Ortiz, he just paused with it and came. He hit it again, but it was different. They used a rangefinder, so I think it will be different the second fight. Ruiz, you need to have length to be effective against Wilder. I think Ruiz's stature will be against him. It will be a liability because he has to come into a straight line. You have strength. You can fight Wilder on angles, but Ruiz doesn't have that. He doesn't have the reach, and Wilder can beat him with a jab alone. But Wilder now is becoming an expert with throwing that right hand, that jab in that right hand. His knockout starting to resemble Tommy Hearns when he was a welterweight. That's what it reminds me of. Mm-hmm. Devastating.
Yep. I agree. Spencer Fearon always says Deontay. He says he's a one-trick pony, but he's great at that one trick. And now I have to disagree with the brother Spencer Fearon. He's far from a one-trick pony. He was that left hook, and I can tell you the fight is over. So he was practicing that in training camp when I was down there. I wasn't gonna give away anything, but he was practicing that left hook over the jab, right? And so he was practicing the left hook over Ruiz's Ortiz's right jab, right? So he was throwing the left hook over his jab to counter him, and he kept setting him up, right? He was doing it all fight. He was throwing the left hook over his jab, and he was taking. And another thing he don't get credit for without jumping around, he don't get enough credit for his chin either, right? Because Ortiz was clipping him with big punches. If that's anybody else, they staggered, they all over the pace. They got noodle legs, right? That wasn't the case at all, right? So he was coming over with the left hook over and over, countering it, and then he lulled him to sleep. He feinted, and then bang, without momentum. That's skill. That's high ring IQ. He matched arguably the guy that we say is the most skillful heavyweight currently is Ortiz. You know, everybody says that he's the most skilled heavyweight in boxing, right? And he outsmarted the most skillful boxer in the heavyweight division. So who can we say is more skillful than Deontay Wilder at this point in time? Am I right, Kurt?
I agree with you, man. I mean, you know, when Ortiz got off to a good start, I was like, oh, here we go again. You know, southpaw, tricky southpaw with high technical skills. You know, and Wilder was just patient, man. There's nobody else who has those skills. Ruiz has fast hands. He's short, and you know, but he can be hit with right hands and left hooks, as we saw in the first Joshua fight. Joshua's style, he doesn't have the genetics to beat Wilder. He's slow and robotic, and he doesn't react well when he gets hit. Fury, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's clowning around, and he's living off the first fight or whatever, and saying this and that about Wilder. I just think it's going to be different. I think Wilder took something out of him. So we'll see, you know, but I don't see anybody beating Wilder. You know, Wilder continues to hone his skill, his craft, man, and being in great shape, and the extra weight helps him. You know, I think he just has too much upside for any heavyweight right now.
Mm-hmm. Joshua is not even, and I know a lot of people are going to be mad. Joshua is not even a thought in my brain anymore. I can't even see him getting past the third, fourth round. It's not even possible now. You know, at one point in time, I thought that it was looked at as a huge fight, right? It's not even a big fight no more. It's easy. That's an easy fight for Deontay Wilder. And Eddie Hearn, Matchroom CEO and promoter Joshua, knows this as well. And the powers that be behind the scenes, they know this as well. And the fighters know this as well. Joshua don't want to believe it, but he knows he can't compete with Deontay Wilder anymore. He can't do it. I used to think that this was the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. You know, no, it's not. It's actually the easiest fight for Deontay Wilder. It's actually the easiest fight. And it had nothing to do with Andy Ruiz beating him the first time, because before Andy Ruiz beat him, we already knew that he was slow and robotic. You know what I mean? We already knew he was lethargic and he had stamina issues. Man, the thinking man game, Deontay Wilder done upped his I don't even know if he upped his if he got better. I just think that, you know, at this point in time, we're seeing him use it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of fighters, they tell us, I always had this. It's just I didn't need to use it. You know what I mean, Kurt? So I think now, I don't even know if he upped his skill set or not. But, man, he's outthinking the thinkers. Right? He's lulling them to sleep. This fight is not even close no more. Am I right, Kurt?
I think Wilder beheads Joshua in 3 or 4 rounds, man. I'm pretty good at breaking down fights and stuff, and I did pick Wilder in 7. You can go back and listen to what I said, my prediction. I was right on the money. You know, Wilder is a handful for any heavyweight in a prime. Ali was not Ali, because Ali footwork would be too much, but Ali was knocked down against Henry Cooper and Sonny Banks. You know, Wilder is a different type of dude, man. It's from down south. It's that down south athleticism, man. That's what. If I was a trainer fighting Wilder against him, my fighter would have to be athletic. If he's not athletic, I would be like, we're going to steer clear of Wilder, because you need athleticism to compete with him, and then you got to worry about the house of a right hand, man. So the best way to me, because I study Wilder to beat him, you got to constantly move to the left, pump the jab, make it an ugly fight, go to the body. You can't let him get extension on his punches. So you got to smother him, like a Hagler would do, or Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. would do. You got to take that right hand away from him by laying on his right hand, meaning taking your weight and just putting it on him, the right side of his body, so you can neutralize him. Maybe you'll have a chance and go to his body, try to zap some of his energy. That's the only way, because he's a different type of slugger.
Yep. Hey, listen, man, we got 300 people here, and we don't even have 150 likes. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes to 300 right now, man. If you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. Get the likes to 300 right now, man. Support the channel. Smash the like button, man. If y'all support the channel, donate to the channel, man. YouTube is playing games, so smash the like button. Support the channel, man. Show love to the channel, man. Share the video. Smash the like button. Get on it ASAP, man. Smash it. Let's do it right now, man. Smash it. Stop. If you're in the building, everybody's sitting there watching, smash it. Smash nothing. It's free. But Kurt, man, I think that how you see a fight playing out between Deontay Wilder and Mike Tyson. I think that Deontay Wilder punches down, and he won't be intimidated with nothing Mike Tyson does. So I think that him punching down, and he catches Mike in one of his, pivots and coming up and under, and he catches him, and I was so impressed by his poise and the fact that he was thinking and being calculated and setting up stuff. That impressed me to a whole nother degree. But I want to ask Kurt, how do you see that fight playing out? What would need to be done on both sides?
The Mike Tyson had two careers. The Mike Tyson of 1985 and 1988 was a different fighter. When after the Michael Spinks fight, when he fought Bruno, he got rocked, and he was never the same. He lost to Buster Douglas. He was knocked down before the Douglas fight in sparring against Greg Page. That Mike Tyson and Wilder would be a very, very tough fight. I give Mike a slight edge because Mike was throwing combinations. Mike was a brutal body puncher. Numerous fighters complained that a month after the fight they urinated blood. Mike Tyson had a great left hook, and Mike Tyson had impeccable timing. He can out jab a guy that was 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", Tony Tucker, people like that. He can out jab them. Jose Revolta, they were big heavyweights, 6'5", 6'6". Wilder is a very athletic, awkward fighter with devastating knockout power. Mike Tyson, and you got to remember, with Kevin Rooney and Mike Tyson, they had a bond, and Kevin Rooney was good with Mike. He wasn't good with other fighters, but he was good with Mike Tyson, and they would try to take away Wilder's right hand, and Mike had good defense. But Mike would have to be on his A game. He would have to be on his A game. That's a very tricky fight, because my friends asked me who would win. I give a slight edge to Tyson, but Wilder would be a very, very loud underdog. For Wilder to win, Wilder would just have to jab Mike, because if you can box Mike, you can beat him. It wasn't no fluke. And I tell everybody, it was no fluke that Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson, because when people try to say Tyson beat Ali, I tell them to look at the Buster Douglas fight. If Deontay got quick feet, if Deontay just boxed a little bit or just used his jab, he will give Mike a whole lot of problems, man. So that's a very interesting matchup. I like Tyson from 85 to 88, Mike, but anything after that, I might have to go with Wilder by knockout.
Yeah, I think that oh man, I don't know what just happened. Yeah, the screen just went out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that Mike would I think that if Wilder's on his A game and he'll frustrate, because I think the biggest thing for Wilder is that he don't have the fear factor with Mike Tyson, and he have the confidence. So I think that he'll clip him. And like you said, there's two versions of Mike Tyson. I just think that when he clipped Mike and hit him with the jab, because Mike didn't like the jab either, man. When people put that jab in his face and they wasn't afraid of him, man, he didn't like that, man. He wasn't too keen on that, man. Like but that would be I think they are the two most ferocious fighters we ever seen in the sport. Am I right when I say that, Kurt?
Yep. Along with Foreman, Shavers, and Liston. Liston was basically the original Mike Tyson. Liston used to beat up cops, fight with cops. He was a bag man for the mafia. He was a coke dealer.
Mm-hmm.
He was everything, man. Liston was a bad dude, man. Customato, ironically, who taught Mike, tried to steer Floyd Patterson away from Sonny Liston, but they couldn't do it. But those dudes right there, man, I watched them and I watched their power. It's frightening. You can't teach that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sonny Liston, that Sonny Liston story was something else, man. I watched that Sonny Liston story. I'm like, wow, man. That dude was special, man. But he just who he was outside of the ring, which hindered him inside of the ring. They just didn't want to give him the opportunity. And I didn't realize that Sonny Liston reign was so short, Kurt. I thought it was much longer than what it was. It was short. His reign was short. Go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah. Ali was great because Ali stopped two reigns. Sonny Liston and George Foreman. They would have reigned, for a long time. And Sonny Liston just missed Rocky Marciano. He was coming up in the ranks when Marciano was champion. But, Sonny had a 86-inch reach, too, and a long telephone jab, man. And, it's just fun, Blue, matching up all these fighters. But I tell you, when Deontay Wilder is finished, we're going to be like, match Deontay Wilder with all the greats, man. And I'm going to tell you something, man. He would have been dangerous to Larry Holmes because Larry Holmes was vulnerable to the right hand. He got knocked down against Ronaldo Snipes. He was hurt against Tim Witherspoon. He got knocked down against Mike Weaver. But Holmes had great fighting heart. So all those heavyweights. Joe Louis was robotic. Joe Louis got hit the right hand a lot. Wilder, man, I'm telling you, when he's finished, man, if he keeps knocking these guys out, he's already etched in the record book. Remember, he's had 32 straight knockouts. That's the record in boxing history, along with Wilfredo Gomez.
Yeah, hey, what he's doing. Listen, I always say it. He says it. Give him his roses while he can smell them. It's unbelievable what he's doing. People are not living in the moment. I keep telling people, live in the moment. Listen, it was an attraction to see Muhammad Ali. It was an attraction to see Mike Tyson. We are not living in the moment. We're not, outside. I mean, me and you are, Kurt, and a lot of other people, but there's a lot of people that just are missing the boat, and they're not going to realize it until the boat passes them by. Right? They too caught up on, hey, he can't outbox this person. He gets outboxed. He gets hit this way. He does this. He stands up straight. Every fighter has flaws. Name me a fighter that don't have flaws. They all have flaws. But guess what? At the end of the day, look what he's doing. He has an ultimate eraser. And when I tell people that he has the eraser, not that he makes you disappear. It's not that and people get it confused when I say he got the eraser, Kurt. I'm not talking about him hitting you and making you disappear. No, I'm talking about the eraser where he can right any wrong. He could be losing every single round, every minute, every single round, and he ultimately erases everything that took place in the fight. And all you remember is him obliterating you. You know what I'm saying, Kurt?
Absolutely, man. It's crazy because he's true what he said. You have to be perfect for 36 minutes, and I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds. Then bam, it's over, man. Like I said, man, I've seen a lot of fighters, man. Real talk, and see, when you're heavy, when you have power, that's going to resonate all the way from, Sam Langford and who had 128 knockouts and Jack Dempsey and Joe Louis, man. But all those guys were vulnerable, man. Wilder's going to be right up there with him. He's going to surpass, the Klitschko brothers, who I always thought was overrated. But, Deontay Wilder is carving out his own legacy, and people who don't like him, they just wait to see him lose. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't want to see him stay around. I want him to retire from boxing. I don't want boxing to retire him, but I'm just enjoying the knockouts, man. It's great.
Yeah, and it's like another thing is I didn't like in the arena, right? When he made his ring walk, man, it was epic. That ring walk was epic, right? He just don't have, he's backing up who he is, right? Floyd Mayweather used to make these ring walks and colorful and things of that nature, but when he got in the ring, he didn't always. Now he won the fight, but he didn't always perform and live up to the ring walk. Deontay Wilder came out like a king, right, with the beat and got in the ring and backed it all up. But while I was there in the arena, and guys, smash the like button, get the likes to 300. I don't know how many likes we have or don't have, but smash the like button. No, we should have at least, we got 320 people watching. We should have at least 300 likes, right? So when he made his ring walk, right, Kurt, every single person in the building was up. And people around me, they was like, man, I got goosebumps just watching him walk to the ring. Everybody had their cameras. It looked like a concert, right? When he made his ring walk, Kurt, it looked like it was dark in there. And all that, everybody have their lighters or their camera phone, the light, and every single person got it on. That's how it looked, right? And in the second round, the entire crowd was going, Ortiz, 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 Ortiz. And I'm like, where all these people come from, these Ortiz fans? The second round, right? And as soon as he knocked Ortiz out, everybody was chanting Wilder. Like, it's amazing, man, that people he just refuses to get the credit he deserves. And I know there was a lot of people upset when Muhammad Ali's ex-wife said that, listen, he's the closest thing to Muhammad Ali that I've ever witnessed, and I laid in bed with Muhammad Ali. So I know for a fact, I know what I'm talking about. And she said, I was the first person to show Muhammad Ali about how to defend himself about combat. Because she's a 3 or 4 degree black belt. And she introduced him to Bruce Lee. She introduced Muhammad Ali to Bruce Lee. And so she said, listen, I've witnessed a lot. She put her manager right on blast. She said, listen, this dude wanted me to go for Ortiz. She said, I ain't going for Ortiz. I know boxing. I know combat. She said, it's the greatest. He's going to be the greatest thing. She said, when he hang it up, he's going to be the greatest fighter to ever live next to Muhammad Ali. She said, he may surpass him. What you think about that, Kurt?
Now, he'll never surpass Ali. I know what she was trying to do. She was just hyping Wilder up. She has a lot of respect, and that's a lot of respect. I would be on cloud 9 if the champ's wife told me that, man. My head would be so big, but that's great. I know what she was just paying homage to Wilder. I don't think she believes that, because to say anybody past Muhammad Ali heavyweight, that's taking it a little too far. But Wilder being amongst the greats, one of the most dangerous heavyweights that ever lived already, yes. Let's see when his career is finished, because everything could change if he go out there and get knocked out or whatever, even though I already got him as one of the most dangerous heavyweights, man. So let's judge him and assess his career when he's finished from boxing.
And George Foreman also said it. George Foreman today, he said, listen, he continues this on this path, he can be the greatest heavyweight that ever lived. That's what George Foreman said today too. He said the Tyson Fury fight could be one of the greatest fights in heavyweight history. And he said if Deontay stays on this path, he could be the greatest heavyweight to ever step in the ring, to grace the ring. I mean, he's doing stuff that we ain't never seen before. Just knockout after knockout after. He knock out Fury and then go knock out Joshua Ruiz winner, and then he knock out uh, uh, let's say Alexander Usyk. He gonna knock these guys. Those listen, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand the greatest line of defense that the detractors have once he gets past Tyson Fury is Ruiz.
I want to address something. I'm sorry, Blue.
Go ahead.
Chris Dodger said Muhammad Ali got knocked out multiple times, so Wilder gets knocked out once. It's over for him. Laughing out loud. No, you misinterpret what I'm saying. Muhammad Ali lost when he was past his prime, man. He lost to Frazier. He wasn't the same fighter. He missed like 3 years. You know, I judge or go and look at Muhammad Ali versus Cleveland Williams in 1966, and Zora Foley. You know, before he his license was suspended. You know, and then Ali against Frazier, he was not the same fighter. So when you compare the Greeks, you have to look at their prime fight and their prime eras. And Ali was a different fighter from the 60s than the 70s. He had the opponents in the 70s, but he wasn't the same fighter. He beat people with his mind. In the 60s, he beat them with his mind and his physical skills. You know, that's all I'm saying. So listen, I like Wilder a lot. I root for him. I support him. But to me, nobody compares to Muhammad Ali. No.
What? How you see a fight between Muhammad Ali and Deontay Wilder going? Obviously, it's hypothetically.
Ali beats Wilder because of his quickness. Nobody stands a chance against a mid-60s Muhammad Ali. Too fast. And you got to understand, people don't notice him. Ali played with those guys. He predicted around that he was going to knock you out, and he carried a lot of the guys. You know, Ali in the 70s, it'd be a different fight. But Ali still can be Wilder because Ali had what you call moxie and savvy. Leonard had it, Ali had it, Mayweather had it, Sugar Ray Robinson had it. And that cannot be underestimated because Ali, you know, what key on Wilder's right hand. You know, whatever it takes to win, certain fighters have that extra gear. You know, Leonard against Hearns in the first fight where he had to come back with a closed eye. Ali, you know, was facing George Foreman, and everybody said he was going to get murdered. You know, but Ali in the 60s, he outboxes Wilder and stops Wilder late in the fight because Ali was a very sharp puncher, and Ali cut you because he turned his wrist at the end of his punch. If you go look at a lot of Ali fights, they was cut a lot of times. So Ali in his prime against Wilder in his prime, I like Ali by 11th or 12th round TKO.
I wish we could have these hypothetical fights, man. You know, I truly wish that these dudes, man, was all in the same era, you know, and we could see these fights, man. You know, it's just like Floyd Mayweather. We always, you know, want to know if he could stand a chance against this guy and that guy and yesteryear. You know, I truly wish that we could see it, man. I just love the fact that Deontay got that equalizer, man. That equalizer is something else, boy. If he touched any one of them with that equalizer, good night, Irene. Hey, who do you think coming up, because the champ is already 34 years of age. You know, he's gonna. I don't see any of these heavyweights right now currently beating him. You know, once he gets through Tyson Fury, we're gonna be calling for Ruiz fight, the winner of Ruiz Joshua. You know, and a part of me, even if Ruiz beats him, and even if Wilder goes on and beats Ruiz, I still want to see Wilder and Joshua fight just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of it. Just because there's people that will still think that he could beat him. What you think, Kurt?
Yeah, I'll be going on these anti-LDBC, anti-American boxing channels and giving the work, man. They hate to see me come in. You know, I don't insult them. I just use my boxing knowledge to insult them in a funny way. I always add that in there. They hate to see me coming, boy. They want to lock the doors, but you know, I want to see it too because I want Wilder to behead Joshua for once and for all. You know, because they're going to try to, if Joshua win, they're going to try to spin and say, look, he got heart, he brave, he came back from defeat and beat Ruiz, man. You know, you got to understand though, Joshua was a 20-1 favorite. So you know, he should have never been in that predicament in the first place. But you know, go ahead and win. You know, I thought you fight Wilder anyway if you win, and I want to see if they do. I want to see Wilder stretch Joshua, but that's what's going to happen. Joshua just doesn't have the quickness, man. He doesn't react well to get hit. Can you imagine the right hand right on the top of the right on the jaw for Wilder? Down goes Joshua. Down goes Joshua.
Yep. And it's amazing to me because it's not even a close fight. I always knew that Wilder would win, but now it's not even a close fight. I can't even see how Joshua will win unless he land. I mean, it is the heavyweight division, so you know anything can happen. But I can't even see it now. I think it's going. I always said that it would look a lot like the Gerald Washington fight. Remember when Deontay Wilder fought Gerald Washington? How it looked, you know, because his patient, you know, he was, you know, looking for his angles and things of that nature. I always felt like it would be like the Gerald Washington fight. But man, it's going to end. It's going to end early, and it's going to be ugly. Joshua, he has no stamina. He's not too sure of himself. He don't have confidence. He's very stiff and robotic. He has no head movement. Oh man, that's tailor made for him. That's tailor made for Deontay.
Wilder would be smart, Blue, because you know what? Everybody would be like 2, 3, 4 rounds, but I'm thinking different because Wilder would see, you know, that he has no stamina, and you know what they say, cowards make fatigue makes coward out of men, and he will wait. He will wait to the mid rounds for Joshua to drop that hand and become tired, and bam, it's over. Good night, Alvin. Good night, Sweet Prince.
Yeah, you're right, Kurt. You're right, man. That fight is just. I mean, after just watching, and because Ortiz was countering him, he was throwing with him, you know, and man, the ability to set you up for the big punch is just, it's too much, man. It's just too much, man. But let me ask you this, Kurt. Floyd Mayweather, he comes out, he announces, you know, that he's gonna fight at the same time. The buildup and everything is the fight with Wilder is the momentum is building. The fight's getting closer, and as usual, on target, Floyd Mayweather comes out and tries to sway it. And then you get Floyd Sr. come out and say, oh, Wilder don't have no power and can't punch. That is so. What do you think about? And hold, before you answer that, Curry, before you get to it, people, we got 400 people here. Let's get 400 likes. We have 400 people watching. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes to 400. We should have 400 likes. And I'm going to tell you again, because I know people love to come in and say, well, I see a different number. You don't have that many. Yeah, I'm the creator, so I see a total different number than what y'all see. I always tell y'all, add 20 viewers on to whatever number you see or more at the very least. So I see 405 people watching. So smash the like button. Get the likes to 400. And I apologize to the people that I didn't get to the super chats. Salute to y'all, man. But this new format I got to get used to because once the super chat comes, once it goes, that's it. I can't see it no more. I don't know. It's my format. I don't know what it is, man. But I can't see it. After that, I can't see it. Do me a favor. Get the dude at 558.40. Get him out of here, man. Get at 58.40. Get him all the way out of here. Block him. Get him out of here. So with that said, you know, how do you feel about Floyd Mayweather and Floyd Sr. coming out and saying he don't have no power and all of that, man? How you feel about that?
You know, first, Floyd Mayweather Sr., man, to say something like that borders on the insane. You see what he's doing to people. What you want him to do? Kill somebody? You know, and I hope that won't be the case ever. You know, I think it's jealousy because they know it's Wilder's time, man, to say something like that idiotic. I'm surprised, but usually Floyd Mayweather Sr., you know, will say something that I could relate to, man, but that's just idiotic, man. And he's just an idiot, man. One, he retire and go away. go sweep the Mayweather gym or something like that, or go sit down in your rocking chair, whatever, man. And as far as his son, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Floyd Mayweather, I supported him, man, ever since he was an amateur. I bought T-shirts off his line, Mayweather line, and bought his pay-per-views, man. Argued from hell and back over Mayweather, man, and we supported him. Not only me, but we as the LGBTC as his own, and it just seems like he's putting the knife and stabbing and turning the knife, and he should be, what he should be doing? He should be going to Alabama and walking in, making a guest appearance in his gym and talking to Deontay Wilder and letting us see it to support him, but instead he takes the other route because, he feels that this is still his era. Nobody paying attention to you anymore, man. You're a has-been. Your name will always ring out, and thanks for the memories, but go run and hide somewhere, man. I mean, go buy another car, go jump in your swimming pool, or go get a massage for somebody, man. We getting sick and tired of you, man. You got the Napoleon complex, man, and you's a narcissistic, little runt. You're getting on my nerves, man. This goes somewhere. You can't say nothing good about Wilder, man. Go run and hide, man.
Yeah, I just thought it was like after if Floyd Sr. was sitting in front row, you just watched him not. First of all, we see the memes, we know what goes on. You just watch him obliterate Ortiz, and the first thing that comes to your mind is he don't have power. He can't punch. Like why? When somebody put a camera in your face and say, "Hey, what you think about the fight?" Why can't be nothing good? That bothers me, man. Why can't you just say, "Hey, that was a beautiful fight, man. Beautiful knockout. It was exciting." The first thing come out your mouth, "Hey, man, he ain't got no power, man. He can't punch." Oh, man, get out of here, man. What? Why was you there? Did somebody force him to be there? Floyd Mayweather Jr., both of them was there. For what? For what? In hopes that he lose? You go that far? But Floyd Mayweather is the same person that said that the only reason he does interviews with Fight Hype is because they're the only ones that's fair and treated him fair. Remember that, Kurt? I only talk to Fight Hype because they're the only ones that treat us fair.
Yep, and we done stood behind him and supported him, man. I don't know, man. Maybe Floyd, got some psychological issues we don't know about, man. And, maybe he could go get a shrink to land a couch or something and get himself straight. I don't know, man. Floyd is pissing me off, man.
Yeah, it's truly annoying, man. And it's like, man, for what? You know what I'm saying? It amazed me at the fight, right? Mike Tyson was there. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was there. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was there. And I see nothing positive come from not one of the three in regards to Deontay Wilder and what he does. But yet, Lennox Lewis is there and showing them all types of love. Yet, Chris Eubanks Jr. and Sr. is there showing them all types of love. Like, I don't get it, man.
Shout out to my UK brothers, man, showing Wilder love. It's always us, man. And I want to go there, but I can't help it. It's always us, man. That crabs in the barrel mentality. Floyd Sr. and Mike Tyson. You know what, man? Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson and one of Wilder fight should be walking him into the ring. That would be epic.
Yeah. No Cap Boxing said, "Come on, Blue, you being a hypocrite now." What am I being a hypocrite about? No Cap Boxing. And before y'all block him, let him respond. Tell me what I'm being a hypocrite about. You see, it's dudes like him. How am I being a hypocrite? Now, No Cap Boxing, tell us how I'm being a hypocrite. Tell us how I'm being a hypocrite. Explain. Don't block them. Don't time them out. Don't do none of that. Explain. you being a hypocrite. You see that? Kurt, these dudes love the crab in the barrel because no cap boxing is the crab in the barrel. He's the barrel. That's why I'm being a hypocrite because we don't like how Floyd is being. What are you talking about? Now, come to the front of the congregation. He says, listen what he said, Kurt. You always criticize Lomachenko when he dominates the likes of Pedraza and Campbell. First of all, he didn't dominate Pedraza or Campbell. You're wrong already. But then cry when people criticize Wilder, he beats a non-title holder. You see these dudes that, you know something? I'm not even going to get him out of here, man. I ain't even going to respond to him. He didn't dominate Pedraza or Campbell. Lomachenko didn't dominate either one of them. That's number one. Number two, right? He's talking about, what else did he say? I don't even remember the rest he said. Then he said, and cry when people criticize Wilder when he beats a non-title holder. Hey, no cap boxing. For your information, Pedraza and Luke Campbell, they were non-title holders. Who are they? Non-title holders. Luke Campbell didn't have a belt. They fought for a vacant WBC belt. You see what I'm talking about, Kurt? These dudes don't even know what they're talking about. He come here defending Floyd Mayweather. We talking about what Floyd Mayweather said. He told me I criticized Lomachenko for the fights with Luke Campbell. Yeah, I criticized their boxing, what they did in the boxing ring, right? And I don't make up stuff. I never said Lomachenko is not a good boxer. There's a difference. Floyd Mayweather Sr. said Deontay Wilder can't punch. Dudes is ridiculous, man. You can't make this stuff up, Kurt. You can't make it up. Luke Campbell didn't even have a belt. He told me they blew him out. Lomachenko didn't blow out Luke Campbell or Pedraza. Gervonta Tank Davis had a way better performance against Pedraza than Lomachenko did. And he didn't blow out Luke Campbell by far. Luke Campbell, if the fight could have been stored at a draw at one point. So what are you talking about? Sacramento Expo said, why you block me? I didn't block you. I don't know what you're talking about. Go ahead, Kurt.
You know, boxing has a way of bringing out, weird opinions and statements and so on, man. And, it's a very emotional sport, and you got a lot of idiots who don't really know the sport or who don't study the sport. They liable to say anything, And listen, if a lot of people know Floyd, out of the ring, the stuff he says and the stuff he does, man, it's very annoying. Like my brother Blue said, man, I'm not going to cape, for Floyd because he's a great fighter. People like Muhammad Ali was a great man and great fighter who was a man of character and principles and high morals. Floyd is not that. He used to criticize. Well, he did criticize Ali and. The Gucci thing, I'm not going to go into that, but we all know what Floyd is, man. Floyd's a narcissistic type of guy.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get these people come out here. Oh, come on, Blue. You got double standards. You criticize Lomachenko for his performance, but get mad when somebody criticizes Wilder for his performance. Huh? Who criticized? No, I didn't hear one person criticizing Wilder for his performance. Floyd Mayweather Sr. was criticizing Wilder and accusing Wilder of not having punching power. What are you talking about? He just knocked out a guy. Everybody, the last 4 guys he fought, they're memes. They became memes. So how could you say the obvious? That don't even make sense. Now you're trying to tell me the sky's not blue. That's a whole different conversation from me telling you that Vasyl Lomachenko is overrated in the ring. That's an opinion. I never said Vasyl Lomachenko doesn't have boxing skills. If I tell you he don't have, Lomachenko don't have no boxing skills, that's a whole different conversation from me telling you he struggled with Luke Campbell or Jose Pedraza. What are you talking about? And these dudes don't even be making sense with what they come up with. who's this dude, Muhammad Guru? He told me you're out to lunch, Blue. No, you're out to lunch. And just for that, get him out of here too. How about that? Man, these dudes come in full force, boy. When you talk about Floyd Mayweather, boy, they put their cape on for Floyd Mayweather, Kurt.
Yeah, I know, man. You know, hey, listen, you know, Floyd. It's funny. That's why I'm laughing. You know, man, I don't understand. You know, people have the right to their own opinion, man. They really do. But some of you dudes, man, need a shrink, man. You know, I mean, you know, you need to be laying on a couch, man. I'll play devil's advocate. I don't know, man. It's just boxing is bringing Floyd brings that out of people. They love Floyd that much, man.
Yeah, like you talk about Floyd, man, it's amazing, man. And you know why? Because real recognize real, and they can't recognize real. That's the problem. So they caping for Floyd Mayweather. Listen, man, I used to have all types of Floyd Mayweather parties and all that, but that ain't gonna stop me from telling the truth. Point blank and period. What you go to the fight for? You went to the fight to do what? And again, I'm a boxing journalist. I'm not a boxer. So my job is to critique their performance. Point blank and period. So you want me to tell you something about Wilder that's not true? You want me to say, oh man, he don't got no power like Floyd, man? What are you talking about? That's absurd. There's no man he stepped in the ring with that didn't have power. That just sounds ridiculous. And if you can't understand that and you can't identify that that's just coming from a place of malice, then something is wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. That's like somebody saying, hey, Michael Jordan can't score the basketball. That don't even make sense. Am I wrong, Kurt?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
It doesn't even make sense. Hey, man, LeBron James can't dunk a basketball. What? That don't even this not even an argument. Like he knocked out every person or knocked down at the very least every person he's faced. Every single person he's faced, he knocked them either down or knocked them out. Every single person. So to say that this dude don't have power is just utterly ridiculous. Go ahead, Kurt.
I mean, listen, man. I love the science of boxing, but it's something special about a heavyweight who can punch. You know, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You know, Mayweather fight, you didn't have to worry about that, but Wilder is completely different, and you know, it brings excitement to boxing. But to say he can't punch, that was just something. I don't know, man. Maybe he didn't take that Geritol or whatever. I don't know what's going on with Mayweather seemed to say something stupid like that. But you know, Wilder, you know, maybe he's out to lunch. I don't know, man. You know, why he would say something like that. But I'm just glad we got a guy, you know, who we can stand behind. He's a stand-up guy, and Wilder. And I wasn't a Wilder fan when I first saw him. He didn't bowl me over, but he won me over when he kept getting better and he honed his craft. And you know, he's the sixth, I believe, heavyweight to have 10 or more title defenses, 32 straight knockouts, highest knockout percentage in history. Those are historic numbers, and I'm just glad, you know, we're watching them. So, you know, let's, you know, support Wilder, get behind them, and keep supporting them. So that's why we have a platform like the LDDC.
Cinnamon Savage said, why am I taking Senior so serious? Why are you not taking him serious? You're making up excuses. Why are we making up excuses to say, what? He knows how to lift up a fork and put food in his mouth, right? Yeah, I'm not saying that all his faculties are there, but listen, he did plenty of interviews and he says a plenty of things that make sense. So to say, listen, his mind is not that far gone that he can't witness somebody. He can still hold the mitts, but he can't identify if Deontay Wilder has punching power. How does that sound, Kurt?
Ridiculous.
He can still hold the mitts and train people, but hey, he can't identify if Deontay Wilder has punching power. So why would anybody want to train with him? Now, just make sense of that. He can still hold the mitts. He can still train fighters, but he can't identify a guy that has the highest punching percentage, knockout percentage in the history of the sport of boxing. In the indigenous, I can't pronounce this. Mine said muscle memory. No, it ain't muscle memory. Muscle memory comes from the brain. The brain sends the muscles the memory. So if the brain could send the muscle the memory, you could pick sense from nonsense as well. See how easy that works? It's simple. But hey, listen, man, smash the like button. Get the likes to 400, man. We got 420 people watching us, man. Let's get 400 likes at the least, man. Let's get about it, Kurt, because my brother, BFTB Boxing is going to be coming on. So listen, everybody that's here, if you're not subscribed to my brother, BFTB Boxing, we got 400 people. Go over to my brother, BFTB Boxing, because he will be coming on right now. Click on, I think he's still in the chat. Yeah, he is right there. Click on his icon, subscribe to the channel, and go check him out because he's going to be coming on right now. So smash that like button, get it up to 400, man. Go ahead, Kurt. You can close this out, Kurt.
Hey, we back on the set. We had some problems, and YouTube ain't playing games, man. But there's more than one way to skin a cat. You know, I think the chat, you know, the questions and so forth, man. And it's great to talk this boxing game, man. We got a lot of great fights coming up, man. I'm looking forward to Reeves and Joshua and Harrison and Charlo. Both of the Charlos is fighting. Tank is fighting, man. You know, season greetings, man. And, you know, I want everybody to enjoy their Thanksgiving, you know, the couple of days, man. And, you know, listen, before I go, I want to say this. My Steelers, with all the injuries they have, and we starting the third string quarterback this week, and we 6-5. So great job by the Steelers to get back in the game. But anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you LBBC, New Media, man, and you know we will see you guys tomorrow.
I can't let you go without not mentioning them Niners, Kurt.
Hey,
the quest for 6.
Don't y'all play Baltimore next week?
Yeah, in Baltimore.
That's going to be a great game. But listen, man, Lamar Jackson is a beast. But San Francisco front four is like the Steelers steel curtain. You know, they in the backfield, man. You know, 49ers have a very, very good team, great defense, man. And you know, I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game, man. I'll be there. I'm gonna go there. I can't wait for that game, man. That's gonna be woo. And Lamar Jackson is looking, man, oh boy, that boy looked woo last night, man.
I'm gonna tell you something. The game has changed so much that you can't have a pure pocket passing quarterback like a Dan Fouts or Dan Marino anymore because the way Lamar Jackson is playing, because I looked at him in college at the University of Louisville, he's playing the same way he played at Louisville. Mm-hmm. And that's how the game has changed because those dudes like Aaron McDonald and, you know, and Bosa and all those defensive ends, man, they're way too fast. And you have to have a dual quarterback like a Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson. That's why they're effective, man. You know, and the game has changed. So now, you know, he's playing like a college quarterback, and you couldn't do that before, but now you can.
Yep. Kyler Murray as well. Getting a lot of guys, they transition well. You know what? The coaches are now starting to just implement the college game instead of forcing them to play their style of football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I watched the game last night. I'm like, damn, what is this, Auburn?
Yeah, it's like
the option read.
Right. Yeah.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it.
His option read.
Nope.
You know, the game has like really changed. They used to criticize black quarterbacks, but now you can't play without a black quarterback, basically.
Yep. Real McCoy, salute. But let's get up out of here, Kurt. Let the brother BFTB cook. Salute to all my peopleizations, man. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow us on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Road. Make sure you like and share these videos. Tomorrow, 3:30 p.m., we will be back on. This is going to be the new format, 3:30 p.m. Salute to all my peopleizations. Peace.
Peace.